Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Passage Podcast, where we improve English through meaningful conversations. And today, we are talking about something that feels extremely real for almost everyone who works in an office environment. And joining me today is my co-host, Arav, who always helps us understand difficult situations in a calm and practical way, which I truly appreciate on stressful topics like this.
Thank you, Mira, although I must say, even the calmest person can feel overwhelmed when deadlines, stress, and communication problems all come together at the same time.
Have you ever opened your laptop, looked at your emails, and instantly felt your energy drop because there was just too much to handle?
And in that exact moment, you just sit there thinking, how am I going to manage all of this?
Arav, let's walk through this slowly, because this situation builds step by step, and each moment adds more stress if we don't handle it carefully.
Yes, let's take our time. Because the details matter when we talk about real communication at work.
So imagine this. You arrive at your desk, you open your laptop, and for a brief moment, everything feels calm. But then suddenly your inbox loads, and you see multiple unread emails waiting for you.
And that is the exact moment when your calm feeling disappears, completely disappears.
Yes, and as you start reading, your stress slowly begins to rise. One email says, "Finish this report before noon," and before you can even process that, another email asks you to prepare a full presentation.
And already, your brain is trying to calculate time, effort, and pressure. But the situation still continues, doesn't it?
Yes, because just at that moment, your boss walks in and says, "Let's have a quick meeting in 20 minutes. And you're sitting there thinking, "Quick meeting? That never happens."
So now your stress level is rising, your thoughts are racing, and you are trying to decide what to do first, which is not easy at all.
Exactly. And this is where many people panic. But instead of reacting emotionally, you pause, you breathe, and you communicate clearly.
Yes, because communication is your strongest tool. Not complicated language, but clear and calm sentences.
So you say, "I'm currently handling multiple deadlines, and I want to maintain quality. Could you help me prioritize the tasks?"
Everything is important. And honestly, that answer doesn't reduce stress at all.
Yes, it's very common. But instead of stopping there, you continue the conversation. You say, "I understand everything is important, but to manage my time effectively, which task should I complete first?"
That is strong communication. Polite, but very clear.
Now let's move into another situation, which feels less intense at first, but can become very stressful later.
Yes, especially when instructions are unclear, which happens more often than we expect.
"Hey, can you improve this document?"
Of course, I'd be happy to help. Could you tell me what kind of improvements you're looking for?
"Just make it better."
That is extremely unclear, and honestly, a bit risky.
Yes, and this is where many people make a mistake. They don't ask further questions.
And because of that, they spend hours working in the wrong direction.
So after spending a lot of time editing and improving, you finally feel confident about your work.
You look at it and think, this is really good.
This is not what I wanted.
And just like that, your confidence drops.
Instead of reacting emotionally, you stay calm and say, "Let's go through the requirements together so I can understand clearly."
That changes everything, because now you are opening real communication.
Then you ask, "Are you looking for content changes, structure changes, or both?"
Mainly content changes.
All right. And which section should I focus on first?
The introduction and conclusion.
And now, everything becomes clear.
Arav, this situation feels very personal for many people because dealing with a difficult
Boss is not just about work. It slowly affects your confidence, your motivation, and even how you see yourself.
Yes, and sometimes the problem is not the workload, it's the way feedback is given, or sometimes not given at all.
This report is not good enough, and I expected better from you.
I understand, and I really want to improve. Could you help me understand what specifically needs to be better?
You should already know that by now.
That kind of response can feel very discouraging. Because you are trying to improve, but you're not getting clear direction.
At that moment, your mind becomes heavy. You start questioning your abilities, and your confidence begins to drop.
Yes, and if you don't respond carefully, this stress can grow even bigger over time.
So, instead of reacting emotionally, you stay calm, and you say, I really value your feedback, and I want to meet your expectations. Could you please give me specific areas where I can improve?
That is a very mature response. You are asking for clarity without sounding defensive.
And if the boss still remains unclear, you can go one step further. Would you prefer a more detailed report or a shorter and clearer version?
Make it shorter and more structured.
Now you finally have direction, and that reduces a lot of stress.
But Mira, what if the boss keeps interrupting your work again and again?
Oh yes, that happens very often. Just when you are focused, they come with another request. Can you quickly revise this as well?
I can definitely help with that. Should I prioritize this over the current task or complete it afterward?
Finish your current task first.
That question creates clarity and prevents confusion later.
So even in difficult situations, clear communication slowly builds respect. And it also protects your confidence.
Yes, because you are not staying silent. You are expressing yourself calmly and professionally.
Now, Arav, let's imagine a situation where the problem is not one person, but the entire team is struggling with communication.
That sounds like a situation where confusion builds slowly. And then suddenly everything falls apart.
We are missing deadlines, and the project is falling behind.
I didn't know I was responsible for that task.
No one clearly explained the timeline to me.
I thought someone else was handling it. That is complete confusion, and honestly, very common in workplaces.
And as the conversation continues, tension starts to rise. Voices become stronger, and frustration becomes visible.
Yes, and if no one takes control, the situation can become even more stressful.
So, one person decides to step in and calm the situation. Let's pause for a moment. We need to understand where the confusion started.
Yes, instead of blaming each other, let's focus on solutions.
First, let's clearly define who is responsible for each task.
And let's also confirm deadlines for every task.
Then the conversation becomes more structured. Can each person briefly explain what they are currently working on?
I'm working on the client presentation, but I need input from the design team.
I didn't realize that. I can share the design updates today.
Now communication is improving, and clarity is building step by step.
To avoid this situation again, let's improve our communication process. We can have short weekly check-ins to track progress.
And we can also update tasks regularly so everyone stays informed.
That will help us manage deadlines better and reduce stress.
So what started as confusion turns into clarity through communication.
Yes, and the team becomes stronger because they learn to work together instead of working separately.
And that is the real power of teamwork. Clear communication and shared responsibility.
What do you think about this topic?
Share your thoughts in the comments.
And don't forget to subscribe to the English Passage podcast for more English conversations.
We'll see you in the next episode with another meaningful conversation.